What's up guys, here with another video, and in this video I'll be talking about Kelvin Kiptum, right? If you don't know who Kelvin Kiptum is, he is the guy that holds the current world record in the marathon, right? I'm like, nobody have saw this coming. Like, this is like unexpected, he's not a well-known person, but if you're into marathon, or if you do lots of long distance running, if you watch lots of marathon sports stuff, you probably know who Kelvin Kiptum is, right? Now a lot of people are not aware of him, and to me he's very underrated, right? And I can tell you that this is a very dangerous runner, and also the running world has gone nuts, man. I think the marathon will never be the same, after of what just happened a few days ago, right? Yeah, you just know what I mean. As I record this video, coincidentally, about 4 years ago, Eliud Kipchoge just broke a 2-hour marathon, right? Now let me search this up if it's true. So, okay, sorry, I'm a little impaired, but Eliud sub 2-hour marathon. Sub 2-hour marathon. So it was on October 14th, 2019. So just about 4 years ago, Eliud Kipchoge broke the 2-hour marathon. And so, and 4 years later, like this another runner, almost run just as fast as Eliud Kipchoge, and he almost broke a 2-hour marathon in just about 4 years, right? Kelvin Kiptum ran at the Chicago Marathon. If you don't know what Chicago Marathon is, it is not the fastest course, right? Usually, the marathon and the world record, marathon is usually you'll break, in Berlin, right? Yeah, the fastest course. According to the article and according to what a lot of YouTubers and people say, Berlin's the fastest marathon, right? And this guy did it. He did run a marathon, but it wasn't the fastest course. And he still managed to break Eliud Kipchoge's world record, right? Of 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Which is a 4:37 minutes per mile pace. Now don't get me wrong, that Kelvin Kiptum is unbelievable, but I mean, it could be something fishy, because people can take PEDs or take drugs, or I don't know, like what made him run so fast, right? But I'll talk about his training later in this video, right? I mean, a lot of people cannot finish a marathon just alone, right? I say less than 1% of the world can actually run 26 miles, right? I mean, for me, I did just 100 kilometers just about a couple months ago, right? I did 2.5 marathon, but I didn't do it. I didn't run the whole time. I had breaks. I just like walked and run, But of course, Kelvin Kiptum can definitely beat me, right? Even though I run, but Kelvin Kiptum is on a whole nother level. If he's naturally this talented, if he takes no PED, no drugs, there's no proof of taking. If there's no proof that Kelvin Kiptum cheated, that means he must be extremely talented, right? But there's few things I have to take away, from Kelvin Kiptum, right? As a fact, like this is not my opinion, so this is what I have heard. So I will talk that later. So Kelvin Kiptum was 35 seconds away from the 2-hour barrier. So for him to get 1:59, he has to run at least 36 seconds faster, which is absolutely nothing in the marathon. Now I know the marathon is 26.2 miles approximately. I mean, he has to run like every 1.5 seconds faster, which anybody can do, right? In any distance. 1 second is absolutely nothing if you just see perspectively, right? This year, Eliud Kipchoge did ran the Berlin Marathon. He got 2 hours and 2 minutes and 42 seconds. He beat Eliud Kipchoge by more than 2 seconds, right? So before I watched the news, like I didn't want to spoil it. I did not watch Kiptum run the marathon. I watched him run. I saw his, last 1 minute, his last, like 1 minute he spent you run marathon. I thought that he's gonna break a 2 hour marathon, but I saw the sign said 400 meters to the finish line, and Kelvin Kiptum hit a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and approximately 30 seconds. So 1:59:30, he's about 400 meters away. So I knew that he's not going to break sub 2, but I knew he'll break at least sub 2:01, right? Yeah, so I'm guessing like he'll get somewhere between yeah, he'll definitely break 2 hours and 40 seconds for sure. So it's gonna be like 2 hours like 30 something. Depending how fast he run the last 400 meters. I mean, he just like sprinted, right? Now, let me tell you about Kelvin Kiptum. He runs way differently than Eliud Kipchoge, right? He always his first marathon, his first half marathon is slower than his second half marathon. Kelvin Kiptum is also known to have the fastest mile split in the marathon and fastest second half marathon split. I know that whenever you go to the second half marathon, I know that that's where everyone's slow down. But this guy, somehow, he maintained his pace and he even got faster at the end. After mile 20, like, this is mind-blowing. And his fastest mile split is 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Like, boy, oh boy, like, most elite runner will not be able to get that fast. Like, this is insane, man. Like, he ran a sub 420 minute mile in a marathon. In a 2 hours and 35 second marathon. And his slowest, mile split was like no slower than probably like 440, right? If you wonder how fast a sub 2 hour marathon is, it's a 434 minutes per mile pace. 434 and a half seconds minutes per mile pace. And Kelvin Kiptum just ran right under 4 minutes and 36 seconds per mile. Which, even for a single mile, a lot of people would struggle to run that pace for even like 200 meters. For people who never, exercise, who never, train into running. Because running is the toughest thing in sport. But now, like, people have to get out of their comfort zone. They have to, try it, to beat, Kiptum. If a lot of people try Kiptum, they're probably not going to last 200 meters. I mean, for people who are fit like me, or for people who run a lot, even matching this for 400 meters is pretty damn good. It's actually really fast already, and doing this, for an 800 meter is like super hard already. And if you match to do that, you're gonna run a mile in almost in 5 minutes. And then, a single mile at that speed is like really, really insanely difficult. And doing this for 5K or 10K, like, let's just be honest here, like, how fast is a 436 minutes per mile pace or a 440:35? So to run a marathon in 2 hours and 35 seconds, like, Kelvin Kiptum is less than 1 minute away from the sub 2 hour barrier. He is less than a freaking minute in a legit course. Why Eliud Kipchoge doesn't have the fast marathon time? Well, obviously he beat Kiptum by like almost a minute when it comes to marathon, but he cheated, He got the pacer. Eliud Kipchoge just want to show, like, he can run like 2 hour non-stop, complete a marathon. And also, Kelvin Kiptum is the first guy I noticed that he ran a 13 miles per hour for the entire marathon. He's the first guy legitimately do it in an official way. Eliud Kipchoge did run over 13 miles per hour, but it wasn't official because he didn't follow certain rules. Marathon, I mean, every sport you do, they have rules. Like, common sense, no cheating, and also, you have to follow the rules. But who would have known if Kelvin Kiptum run with Eliud Kipchoge in Berlin? Like, who would have known, like, if he would have a legit shot of getting a 115? I say he would definitely have a legit of breaking a 2 hour, but it's probably not guaranteed. I say about maybe 60 to 70%, but I think according to Eliud Kipchoge, and he said that the scientists say that nobody will ever sub a 2 hour marathon until year 2075 or 76. But I think a sub 2 hour marathon will happen on a legit course and probably in less than, let's say 2 years. Maybe 3 years at most, if things gone wrong, then it's probably going to be a little bit more 3 years. But I guarantee you within 5 years, at least one athlete will break a 2 hour marathon. Guys, you're not seeing how important this video is, right? I know not a lot of you watch it, but if you look 10 years from now and you look back to this video 10 years from now, you will see more than one athlete probably sub a 2 hour marathon. And I'm dead ass serious. I mean, excuse my language, right? Well, how is people getting fast? Like, oh my freaking god, like these people are getting faster and faster and faster. I mean, not short distance, but for the long distance and even the mile too. I'm like, track and field has been crazy this year. I'm like, the new technology, the new shoe, better nutrition. I'm like, we're living in a much easier, modern time, and we have like more technology, more, the pace seeing, and also, we're a lot more intelligent, we're a lot more smart than we did, 100 years ago. It's just like matter of insane. Then, of course, the shoe is make a huge difference. That's what Eliud Kipchoge just ran in, Alpha Fly and he wasn't that tired, even breaking a 2 hour marathon. He wasn't tired. Like, I feel like he can run that for at least 30 miles, 4:33 per minute per mile pace. But Kelvin Kiptum is damn young, man, and he's 1 year younger than me, because I'm currently 25. Go look up Kelvin Kiptum. This guy is younger than me, and he runs way faster than me. Like, I cannot even hold his pace for 800 meters. I mean, my best 800 meter time was actually faster than his average pace by just like a tad, right? So this year, my fastest, 800 meters as I recorded in 2023, I mean, my fastest 800 meter in 2023 was over 2 hours and 20 minutes. Well, 2:21 to be exact. And if you run that Kelvin Kiptum pace, for 800 meters, his world record, you'll beat my 800 meters time by like 4 seconds. So let me put it this way, man. A 2 hours to 35 minutes marathon will get you a 17.5 seconds for, 100 meters. Right? And then the 200 meters, okay, a little over 28 seconds. And then 68.5 seconds for a 400 meter, one lap around the track. And then, a half mile, or, you can call it, 800 meters in 2:17, and then but yeah, man. And also, let's see like how fast is 5K. So he probably run 5K in just around like 14 10 to 14 20, and then he runs the half marathon obviously under an hour. His fastest half marathon time is actually 59 minutes and 45 seconds as a marathon split. But this time, the reason why Kelvin Kiptum beat Eliud Kipchoge is because his first half marathon was 1 hour and 48 minutes. 1 hour and 48 seconds. So that means he gotta run, the other half in, but then he ran the second half in 59 minutes and 47 seconds. About the same pace as, last, his fastest split, from the previous. I mean, Kelvin Kiptum did miss Eliud Kipchoge's, but that's the crazy part. The crazy part about Kelvin Kiptum is that he only beat Butt in the marathon 3 times. And his average, D-Butt marathon pace is almost as fast as Eliud Kipchoge's fastest marathon in Berlin. I'm like, this guy is probably an alien and not even a human. Like this guy he runs faster than a robot. Like he can even outrun people in a bike. You know, if you don't have a good bike, he can probably outrun you easily. You're on the bike and he's on his legs. I'm like, this guy's not human. I mean, speaking perspectively, you know, if you can run, you know, every 1K in less than 3 minutes, you're extremely fast. But this guy does a 251, you know, kilometer, you know, for like over 40 times. I'm like, dang, man. This is how I compare myself to Kiptum. It's like I cannot even run like 2% of his endurance. What do you mean 2%? Oh, like the 800 meters, not even 1/50th of a marathon. You have to run 800 meters at 217 like over 50 times, well, approximately like 52 or 53 times. I'm like, this guy might be very unstoppable. It's very hard to beat him. Unless if he has a bad day or he gets injured or something out of nowhere, you know, like prevent him, right? I mean, this Paris, you know, 2024 is going to be insane. I mean, El Kipchoge versus Kiptum. This has to be a must watch. If you're bored, if you're dead bored and you want to watch sport, suggest watch Kiptum versus Kipchoge, man. Now Kipchoge has a real competitor. The only reason why Kipchoge will never sub a 2-hour marathon ever again is because people don't run as fast as him. Because obviously, yeah, because if you run by yourself, you're going to run a lot slower because there's no competition and you're just not going to try as hard and you're not going to be as well motivated. But now, you know, like, but I don't think he's a king marathon yet because he's too young, obviously, right? Well, Kipchoge is right now, you know, king of marathon, but as soon as, you know, Kiptum, you know, like, we just don't know what's gonna happen with Kelvin Kiptum. If he smashes a 2-hour marathon, it should not be surprising, right? I mean, even though he's not on your PEDs or your drugs, right? I mean, if I was, okay, let me put this way. If I was Kelvin Kiptum, and if I break a 2-hour marathon, whatever marathon course it is, I'm still gonna keep going. I might plan to break 159, right? Maybe we'll see a 158 or even, you know, 157. The scientists say that, you know, a human can actually get a 157 marathon. Isn't that possible to get like a 58 minutes, you know, back to back, you know, half marathon? Isn't that even, yeah, it is possible, but we just don't know how Kelvin Kiptum will, you know, take care of his body. Like, future is like mysterious, right? I mean, Kelvin Kiptum runs almost 200 miles weekly. And he's running like 4 or 5 minute mile pace. He's running like a 5-minute mile pace like if it was like a jog to him. Like a moderate effort. I'm like, this guy runs a 440 minutes per mile pace. So I'm running like 440 minutes per mile pace as a tempo effort. Like, not even trying. I'm like, oh my freaking god, man. Like, this guy is insane, man. This guy's insane. It's like a 5-minute mile pace will probably be a joke to him. Honestly. Right? I mean, comment below, like, if you want me to record a video of me, you know, trying to run at Kiptum's pace. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to last, you know, for more than, you know, 800 meters. As a guarantee, because I will probably barely break 220 as of right now, but getting to 217 or faster is going to be really hard. I think I can do it, but it's just going to be super hard, man. My body will probably give up already, man. I mean, Kelvin Kiptum, I heard that when he trains, he doesn't stop running until he gets tired. Of course, you know, like, you don't want to overdo your body, right? Kelvin Kiptum training is wild, you know. He just wait until his body, you know, like, please stop, you know, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, he's like Jakob Ingebrigtsen, you know, in the middle of this running. I know Jakob Ingebrigtsen is like the king, but he is just like Jakob, man. Like very similar age, and they're already hitting world record like insane, right? This is wild. This is nuts. I'm like, this is me 20 minutes talking video, but this is my thought. Like everybody's reacting to him, you know. Even the women's are getting really fast too. So don't just say that Kelvin Kiptum, So don't bring all your attention to Kelvin Kiptum. I know that, right? I mean, you gotta look at the women's side too. And I'm like, this woman, like, I forgot her name, but she broke a 2:12 marathon. And she's running like almost a sub 5 minute mile pace. We're running like a 5:02 or 5:01 minutes per mile pace. I mean, running a sub 5 minute mile pace would be very impressive, but then you're seeing a woman, that just does it for like a marathon in Berlin. So yeah, maybe, I just don't know what's gonna go on in the future, but Kelvin Kiptum is crazy, man. This is crazy. I'm like, he is like superhuman. Like, comment below like if I missed any information about Kelvin Kiptum, right? I mean, yeah. So before I end this video here, I heard that people say that Kelvin Kiptum will probably break down his body within 5 years. Well, that won't be surprising because just look how crazy he runs, right? I mean, even though he might not be, even though he's not doping, right? Using logic terms of cheating, but if he doesn't break down by the age of 30, that means that he is super naturally talented. Maybe he's just special, like some people just have rare, I don't know, genetic or something that just make them prolong this speed for like hours after hours after hours without even sweating. Yeah, I know that genetic and talented is just part of nature, right? Yeah, some people just cannot run faster than others, just due to natural talent that God gave them, right? I'm like, that should also be surprising too, right? Maybe it could be both. He's super talented and he trains ridiculously hard. 200 miles unbearable. So yeah, man, and this is wild. Most people will start a marathon, like with a very slow time. I mean, just look at all his marathon debut. They're just getting faster and faster. Like, they're not even getting slower. Most people have up and down because they run marathon many times stuff. I know that your first marathon becomes super slow, but we don't know what's his last marathon's gonna be. Like, the rate as he going, for sure he'll break 2 hours, but I don't know how fast he'll run a marathon. I just honestly don't know. We know it's at least 1:59, or maybe even faster than that, right? But yeah, I think 2024 has a good chance you will see us up 2 hour marathon. 2025 is pretty much guaranteed as long as Kelvin Kiptum and Eliud Kipchoge are still there. Eliud Kipchoge is almost 40. I have to put that facts out there, and maybe somebody will look up to this guys and say that, hey, like maybe another elite runner trying to compete for just to beat that Mr. Kiptum, and then you'll see another 2 hour marathon. I feel like the 2 hour marathon is just like running a sub 4 minute mile pace. Like Roger Bannister. I think Roger Bannister broke a 4 minute mile pace like almost 70 years ago, around like 1950 1950s, 1953 or 1954. So it was a long time ago. I think Ellie Kipchoge is like Rochester Bannister, you know, right? But yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a lot more, sub 4 minute milers and all that stuff. But now, marathon it won't be the same. It's just gonna be like, the sub 2 hour marathon will not be, will not be new anymore. After somebody breaks it, like Kiptum or Kipchoge or whoever it is, that just comes out of nowhere, and decide to run, break a 2 hour marathon, right? Yeah. I feel like it's just gonna be like that. Like it's just not gonna be, a challenge anymore after this. They're gonna set the pace go faster and faster and faster, and 2023 is just it's been a really crazy year. And in a few years, like it's gonna be even way crazier than this. I would imagine. So, peace out and thank you for listening to this video, and bye bye.